Hey, so it's day 11 off of the Creators Fund. I wasn't planning on doing a video today either. But I just want to say that it is actually really way harder than I thought to not post. Especially when I'm used to doing it every single day. But I do have some little tidbits to share that I think they're important. So yesterday was my first day of basically doing no posting. I had one exception. One of my good friends sent me a video, and I semi-blind reacted to it because it was so funny. It literally had me in tears. Also, I was on my third glass of wine, so that probably contributed as well. And that was like at 11:30 or so at night, like really, really late. And so basically didn't really do too much to my overall count for the day. It did grow actually pretty decently. And so that's interesting. But besides that, and that's just because I wanted her to see my reaction because I was literally dying laughing. But besides that, I didn't post yesterday. And I checked the analytics this morning, and at first I was disheartened because it dropped quite a bit. Because the day before it was the highest that it had ever been with the worst performance on my videos, like the individual videos, and it was about 370K, and then yesterday it was around 250K. And at first I was like really down, and I had a very impulse reaction. I was like, I gotta start posting now. I actually posted one. It did really well, did really poorly, and I actually took it down. It was a very impulse reaction, and I had to step back and tell myself, hey, Nick, remember, you have to look at the big picture. And honestly, this is the kind of reaction that they want to get out of you. And so again, I decided to analyze a little bit further, and I looked at that day, and I had to put in perspective for myself that I basically did nothing that day and got 250K doing absolutely nothing, which is on average pretty much better than I have been doing the entire year, or not the entire year, but the last 2 months, like trying and posting every single day. And so I had to put that in perspective for myself. If the purpose of me not posting for the next few days is to see what's happening with the For You page and trust that my stuff is finally getting onto people's For You pages, then I need to just let it go. And so I put that into perspective for myself, and I was like, you know what? The raw numbers, even on the analytics, like it looks bad, but honestly, when you compare it to what's been going on for the last 2 months, it is still really good, at least for now. And it's just one day, and you can't get sufficient data from one day, which is why this is going to be like a few weeks before I basically I'm like, this is what I found. However, I did talk to my sister, who also left the Creators Fund, and she has a smaller account, and she screenshotted me her analytics, and let me tell you, the change in her analytics was absolutely fucking nuts. Like, the spike is astronomical, which is to be expected because she has, a smaller account than I, but my God, the percentage increase had me literally rolling on the floor laughing, because with numbers like that, and I'll probably post them in one of my next few videos where I actually put effort in, put makeup on, and hook up my mic and everything. I will, actually, I'll actually put some effort into that, and I'll probably post her analytics with her permission. But my God, just looking at her numbers alone, there is absolutely there's no room to argue that the Creators Fund isn't causing this for people. I think the pattern looks different for different creators, but just judging off of hers alone, there's no way to refute that it is 100% the Creators Fund that is doing this to people. And so I'm doing my best to not post. I'm like, just fucking leave it alone. Leave it alone. Stick to your live streams. I designated today as basically my day of rest, to not do anything. And so not even work out, which I was going to do, not even put on makeup. Because if I put on makeup, then I am tempted to do a TikTok, and I'm trying to like pull myself back from that, trying to like, really dedicate myself to to chilling out, just watching the numbers, engaging a little bit, which is a little hard because the trolls have been really, really alive for the last few days. And just work on some passion projects and everything, and just stick, like I said, stick to the live streams, whilst doing makeup and everything. And like I said, keep my eye on, what's really important. My sister also reported that she was like, even though my numbers have spiked, I noticed that my most recent videos that I've posted since the Creators Fund are tanking. The videos are tanking, but my account is spiking, which is very consistent with exactly what I report on my fucking page. So basically, again, supports my theory that TikTok keeps track, at least for some time, of the people that join the Creators Fund and then leave, and then purposefully keep their numbers down or make them worse for their posts that they do from then on, to distract from the fact that honestly their stuff is getting on the rest of their stuff is getting onto the For You page and working for them. So actually their account is improving. And so that I noticed that just with mine, but when Victoria told me that, I was like, okay, well now I got these motherfuckers figured out. That's for sure. So, like I said, just, a little assurance that all of my suspicions are being confirmed. It is becoming more and more apparent that the Creators Fund is a scam. I'll just keep on saying it every single video. And like I said, if you haven't joined it, I suggest that you do not. It's not worth it. So, like I said, I'm trying to do my best to just not post for the next few days, make my money off of live streams, worry about my Patreon and my OnlyFans people, and just let us see what it does organically on the account. And even if it drops a little bit, to not post, because even if it drops further than I want, I still think that there's a cooling off period after you leave the Creators Fund, at which they will leave you alone. And whether that's a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, don't know. I don't think that I will be like stopping posting for a month or even like 2 weeks, but I do think there is a cooling off period regardless. And so I just wanted to share that that on day 11, even though it looked like there was a significant drop and I got really discouraged, I had to remind myself that even though it dropped from 370K views to 250K views for yesterday, I have to remember that the only a contribution to that 250K from videos I posted that day was that one random duet that I did at near midnight. And by the time it hit midnight, it probably only had about 15,000 views. So that's literally less than 10% of the total views that I got for that day. So even though it looks like there was a drop, when you look at the big picture, it still supports everything that I've been saying. It still supports my suspicions and claims. So send some good vibes and prayers for me, because it's really hard to not do this, especially because I've been doing this all year, and because it's now all that I do is basically a job to create content. So today I'm just going to deep clean my house, do some cleansing, do some yoga, light some incense and shit, maybe go shopping, get some new lipstick, play with my dog, watch some movies, watch some anime, catching up on Supernatural, and I'm just trying and, just work on some other things so that I don't get caught up in those numbers. But I just want to remind anyone else who's going through something similar with the Creators Fund and you're waiting to see what happens, I just want to also encourage you to stay the course and don't get discouraged by some of the raw numbers. And these are just some of the things that you have to think about. And like I said, please don't let it stress you out, because it's really, really stressing me out. I know that, especially from my knee-jerk reaction to post as soon as I saw any slight negative change which is exactly the reaction they want. So that's all I got for today, guys. It was supposed to be like a quickie, but it's been about 10 minutes. But I just wanted to put that out there. I will do this again a few days later, probably Wednesday or Thursday when I have more data. So wish me luck and have a good weekend.